Hey, Greg Everett, Catalyst Athletics. One more time, we got someone new here to start it out. Chelsea, 69 kilo lifter, although a fairly light one. She's been around here and there for a few years, but now she's training with us for national championships this week. Well, by the time this comes out, it will have been last weekend. But I trained her a few times a number of years ago, and she kind of was in and out doing some CrossFit, and she's looking pretty damn good, and should do well in the 80s and possibly low hundreds at nationals this weekend. So she's a good addition to the team. We needed to fill that spot there. So we've got, I think, nine lifters, including my very old unathletic self, lifting this weekend. So it'll be a busy couple days in Salt Lake City, and then these guys will all take kind of an easy week, kind of a ladies' choice week. Let them do what they want to do, as long as they're doing something, but nothing super difficult, nothing really stressful. And then we'll get back into training again in a meaningful way, and we'll get back into kind of a volume emphasis sort of training phase. A lot of squatting, a lot of overhead work, pressing work, a lot of back trunk strength. So kind of getting prepared early on, build up that strength base as much as we can before we start shifting back into more of the snatch, clean, and jerk emphasis for a later date. Chelsea again here. She was doing clean plus front squat doubles. This is 75 kilos. Pretty easy. Her clean is really strong. Never a concern. The jerk, sometimes she'll cut that drive a little short, and she won't get her hips in under the bar, so she'll kind of push her hips back away from the bar. This Audra there looks like 95 kilos. I think there's 2 greens on there. And so she's really got to focus on continuing that leg drive as high as she can, and then stepping that front foot forward and pushing those the hips in under the bar. So she's got that structure. That one's a little better. And once she's got that down, she's going to be pretty much unstoppable. Snatches are pretty good. Same deal, though. She kind of will cut that leg drive a little short and become overly reliant on her really explosive hips. And at some point, that stops working because you just don't get enough height on the bar. So she's got to get those legs into it, get the height on the bar, and then get a little more aggressive with her turnover. But again, I mean, this is all stuff that she's going to get squared away in pretty short order, after training in a more dedicated fashion. It's 80 kilos here. You can see a clean front squat, pretty easy. Or excuse me, clean jerk, front squat jerk, not whatever I said earlier, clean jerk double. I was mistaken. Steve here doing some block pulls. This is just a way that we kind of like to overload the top of the pull a little bit without wearing out the legs too much. He's doing some fairly heavy squatting right now, so that's just kind of a way I like to reduce the amount of wear and tear on the legs while he's squatting heavy, and still maintain kind of that feel of the heavier pulls at the top. Chelsea there kind of working on that extension and getting her elbows high in that turnover. Danielle just warming up for snatches, 45 kilos. So she's got a high pull and then a hang power snatch. And so she could get a little more extension on that. That one you could see she kind of cut short and leaned into it a little bit. Audra, high hang snatches. She has that tendency to not bring the bar back into the hips from here, which is why I use these for her. She's got to really be patient and essentially slide that bar up her upper thigh and make sure that comes all the way back to the hips. Ideally, you don't actually want that bar dragging up your leg. You'd prefer it to not even contact your hips or contact your body until it reaches your hips, but much better for it to be sliding lightly than not be against the body at all. So you kind of exaggerate things some of the time. That one was better to correct certain problems, and then in the future kind of work more on the details there. So that one kind of came out away from her leg a little too early, as you can see by her face. Chelsea here, 60 kilos, same thing, high pull, that was pretty good. So that one was a little better extension there. Definitely popped it up a lot easier. Danielle here, 55 kilos. Sometimes she's just more explosive than she can even handle. Like that bar just is flying so much. She kind of comes whipping around the bar and will almost scoot herself forward under the bar inadvertently. So kind of working on controlling that a little better. So she has a more consistent, a stronger overhead position. It's not, bar's not wanting to fall behind her every time. Audra just kind of losing focus there for a second. Chelsea here, just some high pulls with 80 kilos. And you can see she's got very quick hips, and she can pretty much launch that bar through the ceiling, no problem. Danielle, 60.
Push. Nice.
That left foot always kind of sneaks back there. All right, guys, I will see you after the national championships, hopefully in one piece. In the meantime, please share these videos, like them, and spread the word. Thank you.